This is Kenya News Update today. A military junta that promised 1 year of control now says that's not enough. Coming up, you'll discover the secret negotiations happening right now in West Africa that could prevent a regional war or start one. Meet General Horta Ntam, leader of the military junta in Guinea-Bissau. On a Saturday, his life changed. 2 presidents landed in his country, not for a state visit, for an intervention. The president of Sierra Leone, Julius Maada Bio, and Senegal's new leader, Bassirou Diomaye Faye, sat down with the general. Their mission? To force a political transition and free prisoners. But here's the twist. The junta is refusing to give up power. After seizing control in November, the army said they'd rule for 1 year. Now, a member of the military's high command tells AFP that 1 year is insufficient. They need a period of security to stabilize the country before elections. That's a major red flag. And then something shocking happened. The ECOWAS mediators didn't just talk to the junta. They visited a prison. They met with Fernando Diaz, the opposition candidate who's been hiding in the Nigerian embassy since the coup. They saw Domingos Simões Pereira, another opposition leader, locked in a cell. These men were declared ineligible by the Supreme Court and imprisoned after the military takeover. But here's what nobody's talking about. The prisoners are already being released. In late December, the junta freed 6 opposition members close to Pereira. 3 more were released just last Thursday. It's a slow drip, a calculated move. The ECOWAS delegation demanded the unconditional release of all political prisoners. They argued the detentions were blocking the climate of trust needed to solve the crisis. The junta's response? A progressive approach with no clear timeline. And then, the conversation took a dangerous turn. The possibility of an ECOWAS military intervention force was put on the table, a force deployable if the crisis gets worse. But sources in Bissau say the local authorities would see such a deployment as a threat to their sovereignty. That's the powder keg. A regional bloc with a history of military interventions facing down a junta digging in its heels. President Bio called the talks constructive and pushed for a rapid transition led by an inclusive government. But the gap between constructive and conclusive is a canyon. The stakes? A failed state in West Africa, more political refugees, and a direct challenge to ECOWAS's authority. Some see this as diplomacy in action. Others see a junta playing for time while consolidating power. But the biggest question remains, if the generals won't accept a short, transparent transition, what will ECOWAS do next? Do you think ECOWAS should deploy troops if the junta refuses to step down, or is that crossing a line? Drop your take in the comments. Subscribe to Kenya News Update today for more on this developing crisis.